Hi folks, as you know, the Sony A9III is introducing a new technology for hybrid cameras, which is called global shutter sensor. And today I want to talk about two particular aspects of the global shutter that could be very interesting. In general, people that were present at the event in New York and other events that Sony had for the A9III launch, they try to get some information from Sony engineers and managers, but they are very tight-lipped that they will not talk about it. I understand that Sony is not going to share any details to protect their technology. We know that Canon, for example, is working on global shutter and other manufacturers, so I understand this. But there were questions related, for example, on the base ISO, why it's 250 and not 125 or anything else, or if there's some penalty in image quality and so forth. I have two informations to share. The one is from Les Numériques. The French magazine tried to explain why base ISO is 250. And in their opinion, this is the most likely explanation. Why the engineers did not agree to answer our question on this subject, the theory is that the global shutter sensor is more energy intensive than traditional sensors. Additional electronic activity in greater power consumption generate increasing electromagnetic noise, limiting the ability to offer low ISO. So they think global shutter is consuming more energy, which makes sense if you consider that all pixels are read out at once. So I guess there is more heat involved and this creates more noise in the image, and therefore base ISO has to be 250 and not 125. But that's just their opinion. But is it really true that there is an image quality penalty or noise penalty on the A9III? They say not really. However, we did not notice crazy digital noise, deviant colors and other artifacts. The image quality, especially with the sublime 300mm GM, is really very good. But they also say they will try to thoroughly test the A9III as soon as there is a production version available with also RAW support. So as of now, we only can see JPEG images, and also always keep in mind this is a pre-production camera with not the final firmware. I can tell you that historically, there is not much change between the pre-production and production camera, but still, there's some possibility that what you see is not really what you get at the end. And then we come to another testing made by a Chinese user named Nia. So I don't know again how reliable that testing environment was, but he showed two images of the noise on the A9III and on the A9II and made a comparison, and in his opinion he can see 1/3 of a stop more noise on the A9III than on the A9II. That's again on JPEG on a pre-production camera, and we don't know if he really made this test 100% in a correct manner. I still want to wait before to shut out that there is really 1/3 of a stop penalty on a global shutter. I think it will still take some time before we can draw a final conclusion, because the camera is shipping only in February 23, so probably a production version of the camera with RAW support will only be available in February to testers. Global shutter is here to stay, and I think also that small penalty, if there is really one, will be engineered away in the upcoming generation of global shutters. So I'm sure that in 2-3 years from now, all Sony cameras will have global shutters, and there will be no penalty at all with in terms of image quality. Maybe one day there will be even a global shutter 3-layer sensor. I imagine that having a global shutter 3-layer sensor would be the ultimate killer sensor made by Sony, so I'm crossing my finger for that. As a photographer, still photographers, I think this would be the perfect technology for a camera. But now I'm just sharing one of my Christmas dreams, so this is still far out. We still have to wait a couple of years before this is going to happen. So, if you like this video, subscribe to not miss any of the upcoming videos, and I see you soon.